Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Thank you for tuning in to Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy podcast, where we delve into crazy creatures, evading extraterrestrials, horrifying haunted places, the unexplained, and the conspiracies that surround them. The following content will more than likely involve explicit language and materials, so listener discretion is advised. For bonus materials, uncut video versions of the episodes, and other great perks, go on over to patreon.com/cryptids, creeps, and conspiracy. Dollars for disclosure, half Sawbuck Snally, and Paranormal Posse members will get a shout out on the pod, access to the private Discord server, as well as more perks that you can find in each tier. However, if you are using an iOS application, I suggest that you sign up through a web browser to avoid the 30% fee that is charged through the app that is not at all related to the podcast. You will still be able to listen on the app, even though you sign up through the browser. So grab your rose-colored glasses, skeptical suits, and hold on to your butts as we teleport into the realm of the CCC podcast. Hope to see you soon. So what you're hearing now, this tone that I have, that is my normal voice.
That's sexy. I
Oh,
like it.
thanks. Hey, baby. And then I was like, I'm going to surprise her in my duck outfit. I think I might try to do like more funny things like on the video more often just for kicks because I like to just be silly. So I
The
did my
listeners
makeup.
love it.
I did
You
my
look
makeup. The makeup's
beautiful.
all duck and creepy. My man says that my lips were exceptionally fantastic.
I would
And I
agree with your boyfriend. Should I go put on my bunny costume so we match?
You have a bunny onesie?
I do. I'll put it on just for you. Do
Please
it.
hold.
It's the best way to spend a Friday afternoon, if you ask me.
So I'm literally in the studio. I got the lights down low, and I was just vibing, man. I am on call right now, so just a heads up. If anybody dies, I'm going to have to stop this so that I can go get them and take it back to the funeral home.
Seems like a legitimate reason to miss
Yeah,
record.
right?
What do you do for work?
I work at a funeral home.
Would
But
you?
I have a bunny costume, but it's not appropriate for the podcast.
Atta girl.
Without a disclaimer.
Yeah,
explicit warning.
these are like onesies, like pajama
Yeah, we
onesies.
have onesies. We're like big kids right now.
Naturally, because Nat brought the energy, I had to match it.
Anyway, Alicia from Twisted and Uncorked is with us. I'm super excited because I know you've been on before, and
Yes.
I have
You are
known.
long overdue to come on the show. We release new episodes every Tuesday, similar format to Nat, very creepy, conspiracies, true crime, all that fun stuff. But she's been going to school and then moving houses. So our recording schedule has been all over the place.
You'll
And
have
funny
the-
enough, 4 years in, we've never taken a break. This is the first time we've actually taken breaks.
afterlife. They get super excited about podcast time and things get super active. But since you mentioned how everything's set up and what you cover, just to throw this out there, I know that your links are going to be in the description because I always put the links out there. But go ahead and let everybody know, where can they find you? Do you have anything going on? Any happenings, events, merch things coming out, anything?
But I will say that I actually did start a second podcast on my own under
Ooh.
Fire Eyes Media, which is a women-owned and operated network. And they focus more on unsolved and disappeared cases.
Nice.
So I have been doing a short form solo podcast on Thursdays under that, which is a little more serious. So you get me on Tuesday and on Thursday. It's one is like this, just chatting with your friends, and
Mhm.
another one is very victim focused and very
Yes.
serious. So I get to fill both cups and both purposes, and it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. So if you would like more true crime in your life, because Nat's got the creepy covered, you can come check that out. And that's about it. We are also working on a new logo for Twisted and Uncorked. So that's about it.
I have had this tab for 6 to 8 months in my notes with your name
Oh,
on it, but I did not do
really?
the research. It
Oh,
was
I'm so
the topic that I want for you. I don't know why, but it was like I had to have you for it. And I was like, I'll get to it when I get to it. And then we just hadn't really got together. And then you were like, yeah, I could come on. I was like, cool. I already have an episode I want to start. So I go to do this research. This is 2 or 3 days ago. Yesterday, I recorded with Miss Liz from Ouch Was That a Ghost? And I had called her to talk about some stuff. I'll leave this part in, some stuff and things. And radio. Yeah, it's like about the radio. Cryptids. Yes, we were I'm being outed by my ghosts. But we were just talking about stuff and she was really sick and I haven't released an episode, but I did these notes, but they're kind of like not quite there yet. But I need to do something. And she tells me what it is. And I'm like, I've got my notes open. I have the tabs open. I am making the notes as we are speaking. I'm like, you are kidding me. And I told her it was the same. So at the same day, she was like, can you stop doing that? Because it's getting weird. Because I've done this before to her where it's like we release the same episode at the same time or we start research on the same topic at
Oh,
the same
no
time.
way.
And we show, yeah, it's all the time.
You
tell
said
who
leave
you
me
are?
alone, and mine said soon.
Oh,
Soon they'll leave you alone.
okay. Let's calm down a little.
Or soon my shit's gonna hit the fan.
My thing is, it feels like there is something behind me, like over there. And that's why
what I mean. Something's sitting on the shelf behind you.
yeah, like it's like, do. And what's crazy is that it doesn't do that. There's nothing on the other side plugged in or anything.
Oh my god, mine said, are you recording?
Yeah. Are you recording this?
Yes, I'm recording. I'm recording. And I'm sorry I did not ask for your consent first. We just wanted you to be a part of the party. That's so funny.
Let's try that. Nope, didn't make a difference.
No.
All right, we'll continue on.
Yeah.
Now it's going more.
Yeah. Oh,
We're hitting on the orange, guys. We're hitting on the orange.
she's got a
It's
full
really
party.
ticked off. Or
you
happy, I
my-
don't know which.
Are you my guide? Is that what you were implying? Now it says guide.
Guide.
I have a spirit guide, but as far as I know, her name is Juniper. So,
That's such a cute name. It's beautiful.
and then weirdly enough, my upstairs neighbors had a baby last year, and guess what her name is? Juniper. When she told me that in the elevator, I almost shit my pants.
That's so crazy. What if it's like some spirit thing? I would
think
like to know
Juniper's
who's in
vibing.
here. Can you tell me who's in here? I think your name should be in my thing. How many words do I have on this thing?
If we're ever in the same city, we definitely have to go.
Most of this is gonna be on the Patreon. What'd it say?
Quickly. Yeah, it's quickly gotten out of hand.
Yep.
Yeah, I understand that.
Alright.
No, I have very specific boundaries with my ghosts. They're not allowed to touch me. After the hair pulling incident,
Yeah, and then earlier it was like booty call. I was like, what? But
we have some
anyway,
horny ghosts.
we do. Energy finds like energy.
If horny ghosts fits with your story, you have to call the episode Horny Ghosts. No, it doesn't.
That being said, I'll let you determine at the end whether or not that's an appropriate title. But
Please vote.
yeah, there are a lot of alarming altercations with some wandering women in folklore, correct, around the world. And when it comes to sinister sisters and malicious maidens, there's no shortage of terrifying tales all over the world, as I had stated. From Women in White, Lugubrious, La Llorona, and Beastly Baba Yaga. They're everywhere. But just wait. All of these bone-chilling babes will have their 60 minutes of fame on the show sometime soon enough. Today, we're going to be talking about the Banshee. It
Infamous.
Yes.
Right.
Now, some more local names for the scary shrieking spirit are Hag of the Mist, Hag of the Black Head, which I'm not even going to get into that one, and the Washerwoman. So she's got more than one title here. But as we all know, the Banshee originates in Gaelic Celtic folklore. But when we look at it from the Celtic perspective, it translates to woman of the fairy mound. The Banshee is considered a fae. So that's
I've
cool.
heard that before,
I
though.
dig the
And I've
fae.
heard like whispers with fairy mounds with banshees as well. So
Yeah. So I actually here in a minute I think I'll get into it more about why and how, unless I fuck something up somewhere. But I do know the story if it's not there.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at chumbacasino.com. That's chumbacasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
But as the name states, these women who wander the world are said to emit blood-curdling shrieks when they become aware of someone's demise. And a lot of times it's said that it sounds like nails on a chalkboard or a choir of demons. How badass if you were just... It's...
great
Oh my
band
gosh,
name.
my friend would kill me. That superhero that screech it. She screams and it... Oh my gosh, what's her name?
I can't
That was
think of
weird.
it.
I just
It's on
heard
the tip
it
of
was
my
like I
tongue.
got a beep in my ear. It sounded like a microwave beep. It was like beep.
You're done.
Okay, I guess I'm
Um,
dead.
No, that's crazy. And also really good band name.
Yeah.
Choir of Demons.
Choir of
Just
demons.
saying.
If it's not a thing, it needs to be a thing.
Yeah, and if you want to make it a thing, you must contact us for permission. We own it now.
Yeah, TM.
I love that. That's how TMs work, right?
Yep. TM. Now, if you're not a descendant, however, you may be in the clear in accordance to some certain cited beliefs. One place I saw that if you were related to the O'Neills, O'Connors, O'Briens, dead, yeah, Kavanas, maybe, O'Grady's. So those bloodlines have banshees that are associated with them. Another one I heard were names that started with Mick. For instance, I am a McClure. So I essentially could potentially have a banshee.
Checks out. Tracks.
And
If I'm a banshee, you're a banshee.
I'm a banshee, you're a banshee, you get a banshee, you get a banshee.
Much.
But it's just something that I found that was crazy because I was like, oh, that could be me. And it describes the cry of a banshee. And it says, quote, if during her lifetime the banshee was an enemy of a family, the cry is the scream of a fiend, howling with demonic delight over the coming death / agony of another of her foes. And this is from the Irish Wanderers from 1888. Oldie but a goodie. And these are all from the same work, just so everybody knows. These are all from the same place. And another one, quote, in different instances, the banshee's song may be inspired by opposite motives. When the banshee loves those whom she calls, the song is low, soft chant, giving notice indeed of the close proximity of the angel of death, but with a tenderness of tone that reassures the one destined to die and comforts the survivors. Rather a welcome than a warning, and having in its tones a thrill of exultation, as though the messenger spirit were bringing glad tidings to him, summoned to join with waiting throng of his ancestors. How beautiful did that sound? I felt like I was reading scripture.
That's what I thought. I'm like, are you reading the Bible right now?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if it was. Now I have one more here that is, again, the same work pertaining to it. So this quote, the banshee announces his advent in a variety of ways, sometimes by groaning, sometimes by wailing, and sometimes by uttering the most blood-curdling of screams, which I can only liken to the screams of a woman might make if she were being done to death in a very cruel and violent manner. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. She's reported as having a scream so sinister that it shatters glass, and they say that looking directly into her eyes will initiate instant death.
That's
And
And
terrible, but also a great superpower.
I know. It's like
Only if you
Just-
choose who you would want to put to death. If you couldn't choose and you just like accidentally made eye
unless they weren't
contact with somebody
shades,
you really
like
liked, yeah.
Cyclops wears the shades, so he doesn't laser beam everybody.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. I'm not cool enough to rock sunglasses at all hours, so.
I wear my sunglasses at night, so I can.
so I can buy.
Woo, welcome to ADHD at its finest, y'all. Now,
It's actually a problem.
oh, this is fantastic. Anyway,
We're just our own soundbite.
yeah, we are. We'll just do little clips here. We could do all kinds of shit on here. Go
And
ahead.
if it's your Friday, drink every time one of us goes off topic.
I'm below. It's not Tuesday.
My God.
You can get it.
Oh, and there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Yeah, I can't hear you. Your ghost muted you again.
No freaking way. Okay. So literally every ball just lit up. My K2 meter went crazy and my thing got muted all at the same time. It goes, I'm not sure how.
Mine said, "Who is that?"
So I made the taco joke and it goes, which? And all the stuff goes off. That was insane. Note to self. Okay, go back to the video and make a clip because that was badass. Okay, back to the story. Somehow I pushed buttons. Wow, how did I scroll?
You didn't. I think the same ghost that muted you probably scrolled you.
Okay, where my mouse is, if it were to reach across and hit that button, it would hit my rolly on my mouse and scroll the screen up. This is torment. So it literally is like something reached across. It goes, absolutely.
Yeah, it said leave now to you a few minutes ago.
But back to our Banshee.
Back to the Banshees whenever the ghosts are done.
So we're on Screeching.
What a show.
Screeching and going, it's okay. I'll have fun editing this. It's okay. It gives me extra bonus episodes for
I'm
whatever.
sorry.
Just as bad. Another word used to describe the suffocating scream is called crenon. And it translates into keening. Have you heard of keening before? All right. So for those of you who haven't, keening is a traditional vocalized ritualistic art form in response to mourning at a wake or a graveside. Now, keens are the ones that do the keening, obviously. And
Sorry,
they
what
are.
culture is this? Remind me again.
It goes, sorry. It's apologizing now. What?
What culture is this?
I think we're still in Celtic, Gaelic type.
Okay.
There are some in Scotland too. So there's the Scottish and there's the Irish, and they all a melting pot.
I wasn't sure if it like switched based on what it was called. Okay.
Oh no, keens are keens. Keens are keens are keens.
Keens.
And they're professional mourners. You can hire these people, but they gain access supposedly to this unmistakable, unearthly emotion portrayed in like motifs. So like a rhythmic sobbing. So they're not just crying. There's like almost like a beat to it, I guess you could say. Or it's not just, sometimes it's not, a keener is not a just blood curdling scream. It's to be spontaneous. They also do spontaneous poetry or words or extrasensory weeping. Where did you go?
Sorry, what can
Night,
this
Joe.
just be my job?
So my thing was, I was like, wow, it sounds like a Pentecostal thing I went to once.
For a little extra, we can have unsensory weeping.
Yeah, for a small fee.
Sorry, I'm just like the whole time I'm like, this sounds like my dream job.
Yeah, I'm not a crier.
I'm the most
do it.
empathetic, emotional person there is. Sign me up.
Oh, I do, and I hate it. I do not like feelers. I don't like to deal with them.
I don't either.
And okay, it goes valid.
Mine said sometimes.
Valid. Sometimes it's valid. I do have to ask, we're just going to sidebar on that empath thing because I don't usually have a lot of people that are the same as me that can do that type of thing. And
Blessing and a curse.
that's exactly how I word it. I always know what everybody else in the room is feeling. Do you know what your emotions feel like?
Oh, what do you mean by that?
So for me, it's just yell. So for me,
Mine said in the corner. That's why I went, ugh.
ugh, ugh. Like for me, I feel everyone else all the time.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
only do I
yeah.
feel the living all the time, I feel those that are no longer with us all the time. So I don't even know what my own emotions feel like. Sometimes I feel something and I'm like, I don't know what this feeling is. Is this mine? What, I don't know how to interpret my own feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I do know how my feelings feel. Like
Okay,
sometimes
but
I
do you ever
feel really
question?
heavy. Sometimes I feel like I can't breathe.
No, mine's
Sometimes
different.
I'm like,
Mine's like
my skin is tingly.
happy, sad, upset.
Scratch when I said my skin is tingly.
And it's scratch it. Duh. Like
Duh.
hello.
No, I'm meaning like, I don't know. Yeah, when I'm happy, I feel like, I guess like vibrating would be the way to.
But do you ever get to where you're I feel happy. Wait, am I happy? Or is Susie that's sitting across the room happy?
No,
You don't get that way?
I very rarely do. And when I do, it's like the opposite, like really sad.
So let's do sad though. But if you're like upset, do you ever go, yes, I'm recording?
If I'm upset, I know I'm upset. If I'm not upset and I automatically attribute it to something external to me. But I never really have positive feelings where I don't think it's me feeling those feelings.
So maybe for me it's different because being
So on the darker
bipolar.
side, yes.
Okay, because being bipolar, sometimes I do get upset for no, I don't know. Like in my head, I'm upset for no reason because I'm bipolar. But maybe I'm just picking up on because it happens when I'm by myself. But then again, I'm not ever really by myself. If so, I'm like, is it my sad or is it somebody in the room sad?
But does your bipolar have
Not all of them.
regular cycles or like trackable cycles between manic and
Usually
depressive?
it's pretty consistent, but it can change on a dime.
So that makes it that much harder to.
Yeah, it is very difficult because I'm like, now usually if it's coming from outside, it is different, but sometimes it's like I feel it hard and I'm like, what is this? I just had that
Okay.
happen to me like 2 days ago. Anyway, I'm
Hmm.
just a conduit. That's all I am.
You're like, I'm just the middleman.
Keeners here. So they're professional, basically criers, dramatic people. And you can
Dream
hire
job.
them
Yep.
to participate in a loved one's graveside service or a wake. Now, imagine a room filled with solemn and empty expressions as Gertie from down the road wails and screams by the casket.
Right? And you're like, oh, how did you know the
Throws
deceased?
herself onto the
And
casket,
they have nothing to say.
and they're just stone cold killers.
Sorry, I
Like
was
those
hired
creepy
for this.
death drawings or pictures from back in the day.
Ah.
We're not even gonna get into that. I know we're going. We're just stop there.
Yep.
But
We should do
Lore-
an episode on that, though. That would be fun.
Lore believes that she's actually a remnant. Here we go. A remnant of the reigning period of Huha de Danan, which are Irish gods. If I pronounce that incorrectly, I apologize. I tried to put it out there. Huha de Danan.
I
Something
can't
like that.
correct You, so nailed
Now, these Irish gods were said to have been beaten in battle and driven into the depths of the earth by, it looks like Miles Seance, but maybe that's just the Dragon Ball Z in me. Bring it. But anyway, so much like the Crusades, raged through the lands and instilled their religion onto the natives. In this case, that religion was the Celtic culture. So we had Irish gods, These people came in and just beat into them Celtic culture. Now, each god was then demoted essentially and stuck manning a mound or a hill, which is where it entered the earth, thus dubbing it was it Aishi? I think it's Aishi, translating into the people of the hills, aka fairy folk. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Who doesn't
It's
like fairy folk unless they're misbehaving?
yes. Changelings, you suck.
You
I'm gonna I can
ruin
say that because
families.
yeah,
Everything's upsetting.
everything's upsetting. And the most common time to be terrorized by these ear-piercing echoes of the banshee is the dead of night, and only when a poor soul is about to transverse into whatever universe or habitat you believe they migrate to after death. I
Wow.
didn't want to say one or the other. I just picked all of the above.
Can you imagine though, like you're dying and all you hear is screaming? That's a bummer. Right? You're already stressed out about your own shit.
I
And
have
then the
also,
distance,
yeah.
high-pitched
You're like,
screaming.
oh, shit. Oh, I hear the train a coming. It's coming around the bend. Sorry.
An illicit fear, not something that you want to welcome you to the other side. It's just, I don't
Well,
like it.
I think it would suck, but also at the same time, there have been accounts where a healthy person, a seemingly healthy person, 100% healthy, hears the cry of a banshee, and within a week they're dead.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
They just drop dead or they have a freak accident. They're the prelude to death, but nobody really knows what. Like, they don't bring the death. They don't know how you're going to die. They just know you're going to die. And just like dogs, so you think about it, you have death, and then if we just merge a whole bunch of religions together, you have the angel of death, you have the reaper, you've got the horseman of death, whatever you want to call it. You have the banshee, which is the prelude, and then there's death.
Yeah.
And just
That's
like
a bummer.
yeah. So just like I say, just like my dogs, one is a yipping alarm system, and the other one is a big mouth full of teeth that'll rip your throat out. So one's saying,
Gotta
hey,
have a little column
we
B,
know
a
you're
little column A.
there. Yeah, we know you're there. And the other one's, I'm going to eat your face off. Now, again, this wailing woman is almost always depicted as floating, and she may,
Right.
yeah, she might retreat or appear in a misty cover. So it's misty, it's foggy, and next thing, banshee, boom. Have you ever seen Supernatural?
Yeah. One of
There's
my
a
favorite
banshee.
shows
I
of
think
all
it's the
time.
first episode, isn't it? The first episode
In the
when they're
first
on the
season
bridge.
for sure. Like at least the first couple. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like she disappears, and all of a sudden, boom, and she's like right there. There's all the mist. Yeah, exactly like
Yeah.
that. So go check it out if you haven't seen it. If those guys want to get a
Supernatural is
hold of me, those
great
guys can
show.
get a
You
hold of me. Just saying. On both ends if they'd like.
seeking to be on the show
Yeah.
or the
Oh
revamp.
my God. If they were ever on my show, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do.
I would die.
What
I
I would
would
do.
not be able to speak.
I would probably drop dead. She's floating. From a
Terrible.
distance, she might actually be appearing to be innocent, or someone innocent bystander might think that she's rather attractive from a distance because she's got these long flowing locks of luxurious hair and these gowns or dresses, depending on which version. Now, her hair is particularly noted as being silver or black, but primarily red, such as myself. Sun. Hi, Sun. And this actually to me makes sense given its primarily Irish pedigree. Although for us, redheads don't go gray, they go white with a whimsical little touch there, which it makes up for all the torment we endure being a child with a mop of hair, the same color as every grade school kid's least favorite subterranean growing vegetable, the carrot.
Are you naturally ginger too?
Yes.
Okay.
You can't tell in my videos, but I have
No,
orange.
I thought you did have naturally red hair, but then I
I'm
was
going
like,
to show you this baby picture. They do say too that she sometimes is seen like combing her hair, but sometimes people say that she's got this big, like giant mess of like ratted hair that's not taken care of. So I don't really know how you get both,
Yeah.
but they say it's really unlucky. If you find a banshee's comb on the ground, do not pick it up. It
How do
is
you know if it's a banshee's comb?
not feeling well. Tomorrow attitude. But just say for bed, don't touch a dirty comb anyway. It's gross. You don't know where it's been, what kind of louse is on that shit, bed, but whatever. I just, nope. Nope, that's not, I can't. We got to move on. Now, a lot of times, almost every single time, as with most of us red haired heathens, she is said to have pale or porcelain like hue to her skin. Hanged, amazing. All right. So some accounts do tell her that she's a gorgeous gal in gray or a silver gown, sometimes tattered, but sometimes very tailored and fitting. So she either looks like a hobo or is dressed to the nines. So basically, she's like me. I am a banshee. I either look like a hobo
One
with
or the other.
messy hair, tattered clothes, just looking like a hot mess, or I've got my hair did.
Costume.
Yeah. Or I'm wearing my costume. I'll be wearing a costume. Never mind. There are a few accounts that mention a particularly old woman with terrifying red eyes, lengthy snow white hair, and a green dress. So that is a very specific one. Accounts also range from stunning, sexy she-woman to either that or a tattered old hag. It's everywhere.
I feel like it's always one or the other.
I think there's some that are some of the other. Like sometimes she's just a lady, right? And sometimes she's like gorgeous. Sometimes she's an old bat.
Yeah. But I feel like even like the Jurogomo, which is like the man-eater Japanese legend of
Oh,
she's
the hot
either
lady in the
super
snow?
hot or fucking a man-eater hag spider creature. There's no in between.
No, not the
You're
lady.
either hot or you're really gross. There's no in between.
The old
as far
hag
as
or whatever
legends
from
go.
sleep paralysis.
Yeah, exactly.
So other eerie encounters portrayed her as a boisterous babe, but headless and bearing a bowl of blood.
Oh my god.
You see a super hot girl,
Not very.
which I'm guessing
So say not
a
very.
rockin' bod. This is not very, yeah. A rockin' hair, because it's headless. It's not like she's carrying the head. She's got a bowl of blood and I guess a bodacious bod. I don't know.
Does one balance out the other though? Because there's really no way to know.
Have you ever seen Scary Movie 2?
Oh, you're muted again. Okay, hear you, girl.
It literally just made me look in the kitchen and turned off my microphone on the other side.
Love it.
That was a trickster move. It literally goes, kitchen.
Trickster bullshit.
On the other side of where I'm looking, it turned my mic off. Blood also seems to be a theme with her on most occasions that you have in like different areas.
You shouldn't be here.
Someone's cheating and they shouldn't be here. Am I in the middle of a domestic? Spectral domestic? That's happened before on my show. Like they've had arguments and
We've gone from being wedded to domestic violence.
Maybe they weren't being wedded. Maybe they were just telling you they were wed.
Oh. True.
So maybe, I don't know. But they do say that she can appear as a weeping washerwoman that's just casually carrying out the removal of blood from clothing taken out of the custody of a cursed soul soon to be consorting with the Reaper.
As we do. Yeah.
So not just any clothes. I want to know how she's getting your clothes. Are those the clothes that you're going to be wearing when you die? Because if
sure as fuck hope not.
If somebody's, well, she's washing them.
I don't know if I trust it. I don't want it. If walking around with a bowl full of blood, I don't trust you.
No, these are different ones. This is different ones. It's either a headless lady with a bowl full of blood or a woman washing blood out of clothing Succeed.
Yep.
Tattoo,
If you're
yes,
gonna
tattoo.
do that, you would succeed. Absolutely.
So I'm just saying, if I saw somebody washing my clothes, the whole concept was that I was going to die in those clothes, I would never put those clothes on again. But it's still a thing. They're not actually assisting in the death of the individual. They are only bringing awareness that it is going to happen. And I was unable to actually find anyone or anything that knew how they got the knowledge of the soon to be killed kin. Please go.
No thanks.
No thanks. They're literally talking to each other.
I was gonna say, you're not
everything
even a
went-
part of this. You're just here.
Supposedly, a Banshee made herself known to the commander-in-chief of the British forces of Ireland back in the 1800s. After he was in attendance at the Dublin Castle party, he invited some guests. Yes, he was on the grounds. He invited some of the guests to accompany him back to his humble abode in Mount Kentucky Wicklow. I don't know what the hell that means, but somewhere over there. So Sir Jonah Barrington, his wife and maid, awoke at 2:30 a.m. after hearing what they described as plaintive sounds emanating from the window. The name Rossmore was screeched 3 times. The very next morn, a servant had informed them that the strange sounds were coming from Rossmore's. I live here, yo. Was coming from Rossmore's room at the same time that these people were waking up. Upon entry into Rossmore's room, they walked in on him dying. Yeah. Now, remember, I just said
Wild.
2:30 a.m. That'll be important later. So 2:30
Okay.
a.m., that's going to come back. So another incident I found, which was excessively intriguing to me, and I'm going to go ahead and quote it from KDAG Designs sources. In my source is KDAG Designs. And it says, quote, possibly the only example of a human banshee appeared in 1437 when a woman purporting to be a seer approached King James I of Scotland and correctly predicted his murder at the instigation of Earl of Atholl.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Athel.
That's wild.
So I have also had accurate premonitions of deaths of people. So would I also be considered a living banshee?
Maybe.
The reason I said
Tracking
2:30,
so far.
so 2:30, when I have those nightmares or those dreams where I am getting these premonitions of people's deaths, I wake up at 2:30 in the morning. And literally when the time changes, we have the hour for an hour back, it's 2:30 and 3:30. So that, when I read that account, that really got me because it goes geek. But it really got me because I was like, wait a minute. That's when I wake up when I'm having these premonitions and this supposed only.
I do too. I wake up at 2:30 in the morning, but it's not. I don't experience.
I do a
people's
lot.
deaths.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for me to do it.
Yeah.
But it's fortunate for you for
Yeah.
not doing it.
Yeah, waking up at that time is bad
Yeah.
enough. But
Now, we are on our last leg here. And some believe being beknown by these pre-death potential poltergeists is not necessarily negative all the time. So lore states that some of the solemn souls have tough ties to a specific family and, as mentioned above, will supply a softer song as opposed to an ear-piercing screech. Now, here is my theory. I'm going to ask you what your thoughts are, but here's what I came up with as I was recording with Miss Liz yesterday.
okay.
What if there is a reason that they are depicted as young women that are beautiful and old hags? What if a young woman dies unexpectedly or whatever, she dies in that bloodline. And in order for her to go on to whatever great beyond you believe in, she has to then successfully usher out 100, say, X amount of souls to the afterlife.
Oh.
So, and as she gets closer to her quota, the power she has to maintain that youthful beauty diminishes until she finally essentially dies in her afterlife and crosses to the next zone. And then the next one takes over, another unexpected death. Because people are saying that
Weird.
it goes on from generation, kind of like a generational demon,
Yeah.
essentially. But
You
what
could write a TV show about that, truly.
I know, my thought process was, what if it's not any particular soul? So, for instance, if you count full-fledged blood siblings in my family, I have 2. So there's 3 of us. If you count the half that I grew up with, we have 4. Out of
Okay.
all of the kids, I am the only one that has these weird things that happen. My mother, her group was 4. There was 4 of them. Only one that I know of has had anything weird, strange happen. Above that, I believe, was also 4 more.
Weird.
But what if it's not you have to usher out every member of the family? What if whatever one's calling is the one in the family that has whatever that extra energy is?
Yeah, I could see that.
And it's like spectral gas for your car, your ghostly car.
We're like, yeah, we're calling
was an
on you. We
accident.
need you now.
So like
Oh,
you're trying,
God.
or like a stepping stone. You have to usher them through, and you get, say, it's like Chuck E. Cheese. You win a ticket for getting a specific soul in your bloodline to the afterlife. And then it's this car. I was making the joke about cars. Success. Thank you. So what if it's like you get that ticket, and then after you get so many tickets, you can cash them in to get across the barrier, and then somebody else essentially takes the baton and starts their journey
I
on.
like that. Yeah.
So that would explain why you have the young, beautiful ones and you have the old hags, because they're aging spiritually as
It's
well
full
as
cycle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or what if it is a situation where they are being punished and they're working off, and their punishment is that they age as well through death?
I love both theories. Or like different timelines.
What if it gets reincarnated?
Oh.
Like it goes so long and you're learning this lesson in life, you were this way or whatever. So then you have to be a banshee to learn.
Yeah.
And then you come back pagan. Now it's saying you pagan, you witch.
Yeah.
So it's just a thought I had, but that would explain why there's some of both.
No, I love
Maybe they
all
do
of those
inspire.
options.
Maybe because all things are energy, right? And if you're taking one, you got to be giving something somewhere, right? And I know everybody's like, oh, ghosts don't age. Well, I think sometimes, what if they do? What if they age based on what they have? If they have an endless supply of energy, they won't age. But if they're off
Or
on their
they
own,
show themselves at different points in their life depending on when they died.
exactly. So that's what I have on the Banshee. What do you have? Do you have anything?
That's why I was thinking
about that I
different
didn't cover?
timelines. Maybe it's like different points in which that same banshee is existing.
I like it.
Alternate theory, but I like yours. I
Is there
really
any?
do.
Yes, mine's pretty artistic. I think I was like, oh, and I literally came up with it as I was talking.
No, the whole time I'm like, yeah, that checks.
I was
That
like, yeah,
checks out.
yeah. I said it. I was like, damn, that's good.
This is fucking good. That's why I'm like, oh shit. That's why recording with other people is fun.
Is there anything that you have heard about the Banshee that I did not cover?
No, just that sometimes they're mixed in with the fairy lore.
Yeah.
That they're often associated with dark energies, and fairies are often associated with like light and playful, but sometimes they can be really fucking dark too.
But everybody, again, Twisted and Uncorked. Go check them out. I'm not even going to tell you what the logo looks like because the new one's going to be dope. Check the links below. Sources are below. Everything is underneath. But yeah, check out the new podcast too. She's going to be adding those links over there too. So if you go to the first original one, you're not going to find the links for that. So come here, get those links, go like, share, review, whatever. Only 5-star ratings because I only have 5-star people on my show.
Oh, you know what? That's a good thing. Because one person leaves you a bad rating and it brings you down. And I'm like, come on,
Way
ruin
down.
my average, those fuckers.
Yeah, I
So-
know. Come on, don't you know how to do math? Don't you
Unless
math?
it's constructive or kind, go away. Otherwise, 5 stars.
Yeah. But don't just
I
drop
like
a
that.
1-star and just not say anything because you're
Somebody told me my voice was uncomfortable. And I'm like,
really. I find it
don't know
rather
how to help.
soothing.
Thank you. I'm like, I don't know how to help you with that. Like,
You got a nice little like sweet peppy voice. And then there's me. I sound like Raspy Ralph or something.
it's sexy. I said it like 5 times at the beginning.
Yeah. But sexy voice.
Yeah.
But
Smelly cat, sexy smelly cat. Like the episode of Friends when Phoebe gets sick.
I do not have a smelly cat.
You get the reference.
Oh,
From the
shoot. All
TV
my
show.
patrons are going to have a blast with this episode. But
Smelly
that being
cat.
said, again, thank you so much for being on. Go check her
Thank you
out.
for
And
having me.
it's definitely awesome. We're going to have you on again. But until next time, everybody, we'll see you. She won't leave. Thank you for listening to this episode of Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy. If you wouldn't mind, please take a moment and give the show a 5-star review wherever you're listening. I know it might not seem like much, but it greatly helps the show and allows people to find us more easily. Also, head on over to www.patreon.com/cryptids, creeps, and conspiracy and subscribe to any of the tiers. Members of the Big Show tier get bonus materials, personalized shoutouts on the pod, ad-free episodes, access to the private Discord server, quarterly appreciation gifts, and a chance to be on the show. Not to mention video versions of the episode. Before you go, don't forget to click the link in the description and grab yourself or someone you know some self-designed merch by me, or make a donation to help keep the show going and fund future events and investigations. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Threads, and TikTok. If you have any questions, topic recommendations, or personal encounters, please send them to cryptidscreepsandconspiracy@gmail.com or submit them through the contact form at www.cryptidscreepsandconspiracy.com. I would love to hear from you and share your experiences on a listener episode. Just make sure that you specify that I have permission to add your encounter to the show and let me know whether or not you would like your real name read or an alias to maintain confidentiality. Thank you guys all again so much for your support. Until next time, my friends. See ya.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No